Hi, I'm Kevin Mahoney. I'm a certified financial planner in Washington, D.C. Let's talk today about how to gain financial independence. Now, it's important to note that financial independence means different things to different people. For some people, financial independence is leaving the workforce entirely and spending your days doing whatever you would like. Other people just want more control over the jobs that they choose or the schedule that they maintain. You may want to work part time instead of full time, or you may just want to be able to choose a certain type of company or organization that best align with your interests and not have to pick a job specifically for the salary. But how can you get to this point of making these decisions? It starts first on the income side of the equation, especially when you're young or when you're early in your career, doing whatever you can to build your income and develop skills that employers really value empowers you to put yourself in a position to save more money and have more say in the types of jobs that you take, specifically the jobs that pay higher amounts. Because over time, nothing is going to be more powerful for you reaching financial independence than having a high income that allows you to save a lot of the money that you're earning. So let's go from the income side to the spending side. Pursuing financial independence should not necessarily come at the cost of your quality of life. Some people are very willing to live a very moderate quality of life in order to reach their definition of financial independence as quickly as possible. But for most people, balance is important. They want to balance their quality of life with what they're saving. They want to be able to travel once in a while. They want to be able to go out with friends or buy their kids certain things that are important to them. And so in this case, when you're thinking about the spending side of the equation, you want to really understand the spending that brings value to your life. You want to be able to look back on something you bought 1 week ago or 2 months ago and say, I'm glad I did that. That was worth the money. On the other side, you want to be able to eliminate and mostly cut out those things that in hindsight you realize just weren't worth it. Because if you're able to do that, you'll find that your spending amounts to your essential expenses plus the amounts that really make your family's life better. When you've cut out everything else, you're likely able to save more to move you further forward on the path to financial independence. So, we talked about income and maximizing that, especially at young ages. We talked about spending and how to make sure that the spending reflects things that are really important to you. And then there's one other key piece to achieving financial independence, and that is managing debt. One of the biggest barriers to achieving financial independence is having so much debt that a lot of your excess income is going toward debt payments. And this can take many forms depending on some of the financial choices that you have made in life. For some people, they may have very large student loans. Other people may have a very expensive car payment. Others may have bought an expensive house. Whatever the case may be, with these larger ticket items, you want to make sure that they are really important to you and that they are really something that you want to have in your life. And make sure that you don't go too far to one end of the spectrum in terms of cost, because those debt payments will prevent you from making additional savings and investments that could help you achieve financial independence. When you think about buying a house or you think about buying a car, make sure you balance what you need with the other goals that you may have, including reaching financial independence as soon as possible.